everybody comes back. And hey, everybody, sorry about that. Hopefully, you're rejoining us. And I renamed our thing to Phil's Fire Talk. Okay, yeah, they're back. Okay, good. So sorry, everybody. Phil's back with us, and we're gonna take a deep breath and whoo, and hopefully we can get this going again. But
Mm.
thanks for rejoining us. And I don't know. Do you remember where we were at in the what we were talking about?
I think we were talking about the great work and building a pyramid at one point towards the end there. We done Stan Tenen, the Meru Foundation.
Yep.
Building a pyramid to establish reality to yourself.
Go
Yeah,
ahead. Go ahead with that thought then.
the whole purpose of gathering information is to compare different information so that you can see the truth inside both of them, and remove all the excess useless information and just keep the gem, the thing that matters. That if you've got that and you really understand it, you can keep it for the rest of your life. If you keep doing that, you make more and more gems or bricks. It's referred to as a brick made from clay in the standard sort of understanding. And when you have enough bricks, you can put them together and make a pyramid that rises to a point of unification, at which point it's capped from above. You can't make your own capstone theoretically. You can logically, of course. If you make a pyramid, you make the capstone, you put it on top. But the point of it is to represent the issue that the singular nature has to come to you from above. So the infinite has to come to you, or you have to draw the infinite to yourself and
Is,
become one with what is infinite.
is that the symbology of the Christmas tree star?
Yes,
Awesome.
exactly. Exactly. Yeah. And we were talking about squaring the circle as well and dual opposites. That's right. We were talking about dual opposites. The circle and the square are dual opposites, as well as the point in the middle of the square is a dual opposite to the circle. The circle and square are opposites in terms of spirit and matter. Yeah. When you unify them, you find the center, you find the singular nature of truth at the center. Making a square geometrically allows you to find the center by joining opposite corners, and they delineate the center for you. That
Okay.
represents.
Go ahead.
Sorry, that represents the finding of the truth of all things, the unification of dual opposites in your understanding. The instant you understand it, after you've met the infinite, and you can only do this when you meet the infinite first, because the infinite is the answer to that unification. You won't be able to do it intellectually. It's impossible. It's not possible. You must.
So that's where I'm struggling with that. Then that's why my struggle is happening with that concept is because I can't figure that out until I get there.
You won't have the answer until you meet what we call God, your infinite true self. That infinite true self is the answer you're looking for. So when it comes, you are given the answer. You are immersed in the answer, and it occurs in the center of your being here, because your head cannot understand it straight away. It took me 5 days to understand it. 5 solid days of contemplation.
Yes.
After meeting the infinite ineffable, I contemplated for 5 days. 3 days, literally not moving all day, sitting in the same chair. Because the 2 days after the meeting, I had to go back to Bangkok from Cambodia, and then I had to fly back to London from Bangkok the following day. So there was activity, and I couldn't just sit and contemplate. But the 3 days after that, I sat down and didn't move. Yeah.
Because it was that profound for you that you just had to figure it out.
Yeah, it was actually I didn't move, not because I wanted to contemplate specifically, but because I didn't want to move or do anything. Because when you meet the ineffable, um, you stop all activity. It changes everything, literally everything. You come to rest, and you feel that rest, and you're in it's a state of bliss. Complete rest is the state of bliss, and when you're in that state, you don't feel like doing anything.
Is that the 3 days of darkness that's referred to in the Bible?
I'd need to know more about the sentences in, to be honest.
I think it's
I do not.
the three. I think it's in Revelations. 3 days of darkness, the sun will go black or whatever for 3 days, and
That might not be in Revelations. Are you talking about Revelation 6:12,
I'm
where the
not. I'm.
sun comes?
I'm not exactly sure which one, but I know
Right.
it's in the Bible somewhere. I mean, unless it's a bunch of false information that and that's why you're here.
Okay.
But you're not familiar with the 3 days of darkness, and I thought it was always the affiliation where the sun goes down, in the winter solstice, and it sets in the same place for 3 days, and then it starts
Mhm.
making its way north again. That's what I thought it meant, and it means that too, I think, but it means more than that.
Yeah, you might be right, but you have to be very careful to know exactly what context is being used and why specifically, because there's a lot of playing around with symbolism, and you can easily draw a conclusion that isn't the conclusion they're trying to convey. You know,
Okay.
yeah, I mean, astrotheology, for instance, looks at the nature of the sun in the sky and what it does, and astrotheology interprets the New Testament as nothing more than the story of the sun in the sky, as if it's just telling you a nature story, but pretending to tell you more things. But in fact, the sun in the sky represents your psyche, so that the New Testament in its entirety is talking about your psychic process and development towards illumination.
That's the
So,
answer I was looking for, right there.
right, right. I
That's
see.
the
Yeah.
hero's journey of the sun.
Yeah, yeah. You can associate the hero's journey with the solar cycle. Yeah, yeah.
Why don't you try that screen share again on this time on your computer there and see if you can get your pictures up?
Okay. Still nothing. It's not responding at all.
Yeah, there's no way for me to change that here either. I don't. That's just weird. Does my sound okay to you?
Yeah, fine. Yeah, yeah. Nothing's happening. It now says screen share in a black background in a little box, but that's all. It's not doing anything.
That's wrong.
Yeah, it doesn't work very well.
I'm going into the control room to see if we can change that, but I don't know if it's possible. Maybe I should just leave it alone because we're doing good right now.
Yeah, that might be a good idea.
Right. But yeah, the fact of the convoluted nature of man is it by design? I mean, are we confused because we want to be confused, or is it part of
No.
you know?
It's part of the automatic creation. It's an automatic creation. It can only do so much. It can only create transient things. So spirit comes into the transient body and uh, ascends from it. It's a means to an end for spirit, a physical body. So the physical body itself is not supposed to be perfect. It's just a means to an end. People expect themselves to be perfect, but perfect physically is like the idea of being invulnerable, which is not possible. It's an impossibility. Physical things are not designed to last forever on purpose because there's much more beyond the physical. Just because we're not used to thinking about it or knowing about it, it doesn't mean it ain't there. You know,
Right.
and of course, everything physical is made by a creative principle that is automatic. So it'll automatically make a being in the end that has rationale. But you are spirit in the body, using the body to ascend from the physical realm and get back. Sorry,
No, go ahead. Go ahead.
I was just going to say, what you're doing is getting back to your original status, but in a completed form of the original status, because you find the definitive point from the ineffable. Now you have the complete cycle. You are complete. There's nothing more for you to do in terms of entering the cosmos again. The cosmos is nothing more than like the brain of God. You know, if you think of it as a brain, you are entering into your own brain to ascend from it once you find the definition of your own self using that brain.
There we go again. It's because he was using his hands, I think. Darn it. This is just getting old.
To
There we
Yeah,
go.
it
You back
froze.
with us?
Yeah,
It's because you were
can you
moving
hear
your
me?
hands. Yeah, I can hear you.
Man, it shouldn't do that. It really shouldn't do that. I can move my head and it shouldn't do that.
I know. I don't
Dear of it.
understand it either, dude. I apologize, man. It's
That's
you
right.
know.
That's so weird. It's so weird.
That's why people. That's why people. And I think maybe Google maybe the negative force we're up against. I don't know. think
Probably.
about it. Think about it. Google is, and I don't mean this in any blasphemous way. And I'm sure the God don't care, but Google's the new God nowadays.
Mm, mm,
And you get all your answers from Google. you
right.
know, and it's a shame that I remember the day when there was a thing against monopolies. Do you have an opinion about that? You know how it seemed to flip on that. You know what I'm talking about? How there was never they actually broke companies up if they had a monopoly, right? And now they don't do that. They make
Conglomerates, I mean, corporations you're talking about.
yes, 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 yes.
Right. I'm not a business person, never have been. I don't think about business like that. I'm not interested in all that sort of thing, really. So I don't know how they work. I know there are corporations, and they get bigger and bigger and suck up little businesses, which I
Yeah.
disagree with. I disagree with that because you end up being a slave to somebody else, and that there's no independent business, potential or less, let's say.
Do you think that's the biggest thing that's mucked up our reality is money?
Yeah, it's one of the biggest things, definitely. If not the biggest thing in a way, I suppose you could say. You could couple it with greed and ignorance. Really, is the biggest problem.
No, I was under the impression up until you just said something that it is the process of enlightenment in man that keeps the whole works going. Is there any truth to what I just said there?
Yes, yeah. What that's telling you is that when you make the light in your head, you've remade the creator, so you kind of refreshed him.
Okay, so if you're the only one that I've come across that's done it,
Hmm.
you get where I'm getting at there?
Yeah, so I've refreshed the creator. I actually wonder whether because that's happened while I'm on Earth. I wonder whether it's had any effect in the human collective unconscious. See, that's what I've been wondering as well after it. I wonder if it has had an effect because when I realized what it was and how astoundingly important it is, I thought, has it had an effect on the rest of this planet? Like automatically, under people's radars, they don't realize, but it's changed something. I wonder about that. I haven't
You
fathomed that.
well, that's all I've been thinking about, and I think that's what the group I have and we have. And I say we now because I hope you consider us as us. You know what I mean? Well, you always have, I'm sure, but I mean, I think that it's like flies to a light or the bug zapper. You know what I'm saying? And we're
Mm,
coming. We're drawn to it, and I think we've somehow we're drawn to each other because it's been my life's goal since I can remember. I woke up. My daughter's done it recently too, and she said to me, "Dad, why are we here?" And this was when she was 4 or 5 years old. The first question she had to me, real question. And I was like, I had that very same question when I was her age. And is that how you were when you were a kid?
can you hear me? All right.
Yep, I can hear you.
Okay, because you staggered a bit there.
When you were a kid, is that the first question you had? Was why am I here? Oh man, you see this, you
Distinctly.
guys? Hello,
Yeah. Can you hear me all right?
you're getting frustrated too. I can see that, and yeah,
It's like what is going on? It's only a simple call. It shouldn't be so
yes,
complicated.
exactly,
You know.
man.
But yeah, to answer your question, yeah, I was asking those questions when I was a kid as well, which is why I was led to do what I did. Yeah.
Yes, and so the creator. Do you think the creator talks to? I think I asked this already, but I want to get it in a different context. Like my 333 thing, you right away told me that's God thrice great, and I'm thinking, wow, you're calling me. Why? Who am I special to have that? In my, because I've always known it was something big, and everybody around me
Hmm.
thought I was crazy for it. Hey, could you explain
Hmm.
something like that? Did you have anything in your life that did that for you?
No, personally, I didn't. I didn't. I felt like I was up against the biggest obstacle there is in all existence, and I thought I'd never make it. I did not think I would make it. So when I did make it, I was absolutely astonished.
Well,
Yeah.
hey,
So
man, I'm
I've never had any prompts in my life. I've had nothing but what you might call bad experiences or attacks.
You're having one right now, Phil.
I haven't.
This is ridiculous. You know what? I think I'm just gonna go buy some software real quick and get you on some other program because this is ridiculous, dude. Every
Yeah,
time you go to
yeah.
answer an important question, it happens. You see this? It's ridiculous.
What
I
was that?
I don't know, man.
It just went.
Yeah,
I don't know what that was.
it's the negative. It's whatever force is up against us has got us right now. You know, they got us in the vortex of hell. So we'll try to keep going. And if it happens again, I'm seriously
Yeah.
just gonna go buy some software because
Mm.
it has something has to be done because I don't know if it'll happen on that end, on a different software program, but I'm beginning to think it's Google. And we're on Google's thing. Are you froze up again? All right, I'm gonna end this, guys, and look for the live stream. Hey, Phil.